Lily was a curious girl. She loved to explore. Every day after school, she would wander through her house, looking for new nooks and crannies to investigate. Her imagination was boundless, and she often pretended she was an intrepid explorer on a grand adventure. She would search high and low, behind furniture, under beds, and in the attic, always hoping to find something extraordinary. One day, while she was in the library, she noticed something peculiar. A small draught of air seemed to be coming from behind a bookcase. Intrigued, she pushed the heavy books aside and discovered a small door hidden behind the bookcase. It was an old wooden door with intricate carvings that seemed to tell a story of their own. The door was too small for an adult, but just right for Lily. She marveled at how perfectly it seemed to fit her size, as if it had been waiting for her all along. Her heart raced with excitement as she wondered what could be on the other side.
She opened the door and peeked inside. It was very dark. The darkness seemed to stretch on forever, and for a moment she hesitated. But her curiosity got the better of her, and she knew she had to find out what lay beyond.
Lily took a deep breath and stepped through the door. As she crossed the threshold, she felt a tingling sensation all over her body, as if she were passing through a veil of magic. The air on the other side was different, filled with a sense of wonder and possibility. Lily found herself in a secret garden. It was unlike any garden she had ever seen. The colors were more vibrant, the air was sweeter, and the atmosphere was filled with an enchanting energy. It was as if she had stepped into a fairy tale. The flowers were brighter than any she had seen before. They seemed to glow with an inner light, their petals shimmering in the sunlight. Each flower was unique, with patterns and colors that looked like they had been painted by an artist's hand. Butterflies with shimmering wings fluttered around her. They danced gracefully from flower to flower, their wings catching the light and creating a dazzling display of colors. Lily watched in awe, feeling as if she were in a dream. A path wound through the garden leading towards a distant light. The path was lined with flowers and seemed to beckon her forward. She felt a sense of destiny, as if this path had been laid out just for her.
Her heart pounding with excitement, she knew she had to follow it. The anticipation was almost too much to bear, and she felt a thrill of adventure coursing through her veins. She started down the path. Each step she took was filled with wonder and excitement. The path seemed to come alive beneath her feet, guiding her towards the unknown. She couldn't wait to see where it would lead. With every step, she felt more and more like the explorer she had always dreamed of being. The garden was full of surprises, and she knew that this was just the beginning of an incredible journey.
The path led Lily to a beautiful land. It was called Fantasia. Fantasia was full of magic. Trees shimmered with rainbow leaves. Waterfalls flowed upwards towards the sky. Strange and wonderful creatures peeked at Lily from behind the trees.
She saw a field of candy flowers. She saw birds with jeweled feathers. Everything sparkled and shimmered in Fantasia. Lily had never seen anything so magical.
She couldn't wait to explore this wonderful new world. Lily met a group of fairies. They were sad.
"What's wrong?" she asked.
The fairies told her about the Crystal of Dreams. The crystal made Fantasia's magic work, but a mischievous shadow creature had stolen it.
"Without the crystal," cried a fairy, "Fantasia will fade away."
Lily felt sad for the fairies. She wanted to help.
"Don't worry," she said. "I'll find the Crystal of Dreams."
The fairies were happy. They knew Lily was brave and kind. Lily set off to find the Crystal of Dreams, a legendary gem said to grant the deepest desires of the heart. She'd heard tales of its magical powers and was determined to find it. However, the forest was vast and filled with winding paths. She didn't know where to go and felt a bit lost. The trees seemed to whisper secrets, but none that she could understand. As she wandered, she met a squirrel with a bushy tail. The squirrel seemed friendly and curious, watching her with bright, intelligent eyes.
"Excuse me," she said, her voice filled with hope and a hint of desperation. "I'm looking for the Crystal of Dreams. Can you help me?" she asked, hoping the little creature might know something.
The squirrel jumped down from the tree with a graceful leap, landing softly on the forest floor.
"I know all about the crystal," chirped the squirrel in a cheerful voice. "My name is Sammy. Follow me," he said, his eyes twinkling with excitement.
Sammy led Lily through the forest, darting between trees and over roots. He was very fast, and Lily had to keep her eyes on him to avoid losing sight. Lily had to run to keep up, her heart pounding with both exertion and excitement. She could feel the adventure truly beginning.
She was glad to have Sammy's help. Without him, she would have been lost in the maze of trees and underbrush. He knew Fantasia very well, navigating the magical forest with ease. The forest seemed to come alive with his presence, as if it recognized and welcomed him. After what felt like hours of running, they finally reached a clearing. The air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers, and the sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting a golden glow. In the center of the clearing stood the Crystal of Dreams, glowing with an ethereal light. It was more beautiful than Lily had ever imagined. Lily gazed at the crystal in awe, feeling a sense of wonder and accomplishment. She had found it, thanks to Sammy. Sammy looked proud, his little chest puffed out. He had helped Lily achieve her goal, and that made him happy. Lily and Sammy shared a moment of silent gratitude, knowing that this was just the beginning of their adventures together. With the Crystal of Dreams in hand, they began their journey back, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, together.
Sammy took Lily to see a wise owl. The owl was sitting in a tree with big round eyes.
Professor Owl, this is Lily. She's looking for the Crystal of Dreams.
Professor Owl looked at Lily, adjusting his spectacles and peering down at them.
The crystal is hidden in the Cave of Whispers, but be careful. The cave is full of tricks and traps.
Lily shivered. She was scared, but she had to be brave. She had to find the crystal. Lily and Sammy set off again. The sun was just beginning to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows across the forest floor. The air was filled with the sounds of rustling leaves and distant bird calls, creating an atmosphere of both excitement and mystery. The siblings had heard tales of the Cave of Whispers from their grandmother, who spoke of its hidden treasures and ancient secrets. Determined to uncover its mysteries, they ventured deeper into the woods, their hearts pounding with anticipation. They needed to find the Cave of Whispers. According to the legend, the cave was hidden deep within the forest, concealed by thick foliage and guarded by magical creatures. It was said that only the brave and pure of heart could find it. Lily and Sammy, with their unwavering determination, believed they were up to the challenge. They had packed a small bag with essentials, a flashlight, some snacks, and a map their grandmother had drawn for them. Along the way, they met a fox with a long, bushy tail. The fox seemed to appear out of nowhere, its eyes gleaming with intelligence and curiosity. It watched them for a moment before stepping out from behind a tree. The children were startled, but also intrigued by the sudden appearance of this beautiful creature.
Hello, we're looking for the Cave of Whispers. Can you help us? Lily asked, her voice filled with hope. Sammy stood beside her, clutching the map tightly, his eyes wide with anticipation.
The fox smiled, a sly-looking grin spreading across his face. It was as if he knew something they didn't, a secret that he was willing to share. The children felt a mix of excitement and caution, wondering if they could trust this mysterious creature.
I know the way. My name is Freddy. Follow me. The fox's voice was smooth and reassuring, and the children felt a sense of relief wash over them. Freddy seemed confident and knowledgeable, and they decided to trust him.
Freddy led them through a secret path. The trail was narrow and winding, barely visible beneath the thick canopy of leaves. As they walked, Freddy pointed out various landmarks, a twisted tree, a sparkling stream, and a cluster of glowing mushrooms, each one more enchanting than the last. It was dark and spooky, the shadows growing longer and the forest becoming eerier with each step. The sounds of the forest seemed to grow louder, the rustling leaves and distant animal calls, creating an almost otherworldly symphony. But Lily was glad to have Freddy with them. His presence was comforting, and his knowledge of the forest made her feel safe. She glanced at Sammy, who seemed equally reassured by their new companion. He was very clever and knew all the secret ways. Freddy's familiarity with the forest was evident in the way he navigated the terrain, avoiding obstacles and finding the easiest paths. The children followed him closely, their trust in him growing with each step. They knew that with Freddy's help they were one step closer to finding the Cave of Whispers and uncovering its hidden secrets. Finally, they reached the Cave of Whispers. It was dark and gloomy.
Let's go inside, Sammy and Freddy.
The cave was full of strange noises. Lily could hear whispers echoing all around her. She felt scared, but she held on tight to her courage.
I can do this.
Lily saw the crystal of dreams. It was hanging from the ceiling, guarded by the shadow creature. The shadow creature hissed and made scary shapes.
Hiss!
Lily knew she had to be brave. Lily knew what to do. She remembered the happy memories of Fantasia. She thought about her new friends.
I can do this.
Lily smiled at the shadow creature. The shadow creature didn't like the light from her smile. It shrank away.
Got it!
Lily carefully took the crystal of dreams. Lily brought the crystal back to the fairies. The fairies were overjoyed. They cheered and danced.
Fantasia is safe.
Lily felt happy and proud. She had saved Fantasia and made new friends. It was time for Lily to go home. She hugged Sammy, Professor Owl, and Freddy goodbye.
I'll visit you all again soon, I promise.
The fairies sprinkled Lily with magic dust. Then they led her back to the hidden door.
Goodbye, everyone.
Lily stepped back through the door. She was back in her own world. The door disappeared behind her. Lily smiled. She would never forget her magical adventure in Fantasia. Lily looked up at the sky. Even though she was back home, Fantasia felt closer than ever. She knew that magic existed if you just knew where to look.
And even the smallest person can be brave and make a difference.
Lily closed her eyes and whispered.
Thank you, Fantasia.
She held the memory of her adventure close to her heart. She knew that as long as she held on to her belief in dreams and her own courage, anything was possible.